This is what people who are getting hired faster are doing differently than everybody else. So, this is part three of a three-part series, and specifically going to talk about the two things they're doing differently on their resume. So, the first is they tell a more interesting story. So, most people write their resumes to match the job posting. A lot of times they're using some type of AI tool to help them. But here's the problem. Everybody's doing that, so then your resume just ends up looking like everybody else's. There has to be something in there that's interesting that makes you stand out. It's the ones that stand out that sound like a real person with a real story that gets interviews. So, for example, if you're a project manager at an advertising agency, most resumes would sound something probably like this, right? Very high level, generic, just to match job posting. Now, here's what happens when you add just a few more details that tell an actual story and make you sound much more interesting. Now, here's the second thing that people that are getting hired are doing differently. They're making sure that their resume is in a format that can be read properly by applicant tracking systems. So, most companies use applicant tracking systems, also known as ATS, to manage their hiring process before a human ever sees the resume. And so, a lot of times, the system also scans the resumes to see how well they match up to the job description. But here's the issue. A lot of people are using these modern, well designed templates, but they confuse the software and basically jumble up your words. So even if you're perfectly qualified, you won't show up as a qualified match. That's why it's so important to just stick with a classic, clean format that can be read properly. If you're not sure what that looks like, I have ATS friendly templates for different career levels linked in my bio. And that's it. Those are the two key things that people that are getting hired faster are doing differently on their resumes.